going on, world? Eric Lawton here from Bred Koncepts. Haven't done a vlog entry in a long time, so I figured why not. It's a beautiful day here in Myrtle Beach. Decided to step out to the park, get some fresh air. Might bring the dogs back here later if there's nobody here. Some nice houses over here. Anyway, there's a few things I wanted to touch on. First and foremost, I wanted to touch on breeding, and whether or not breeding is a lucrative business. Now, for starters, it can be, but from what I understand, it's only lucrative to those who can dedicate themselves to it fully. And what I mean by that is people that have decided to make breeding their whole life. There's some people who think that dog A and dog B equals dollars, and it's just simply not the case. After careful self-evaluation and figuring out what I want to do with my life, breeding definitely took a backseat. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mean I'm never gonna breed, but I'm not going to fool myself into thinking that I'm the guy who's gonna dedicate himself to breeding full time, because it's just not a reality. I have goals that are kind of very much structured, but in a sense all over the place. But as I was saying, the people I know that breed and are successful are the ones who have dedicated their whole life to breeding, and they have a vision, and they'll stop at nothing to bring that vision to fruition. It just seems like everybody and their mother wants to be a breeder, and it's just not realistic. First off, we have to discuss what goes into the practice of breeding. You know, it's not just, you know, dog A and dog B equals dollars. You have to consider not only dog food, pet supplies, also vet visits, which are very costly. If you can't afford to get your dog to the vet in an emergency, you don't have the right to be a breeder. I'll say that again. If you cannot afford to take your dog to the vet in an emergency, you do not have the right to be a breeder. And by rights, I don't mean, is it legally okay? I mean, is it morally okay? And I think every man should be striving to find his true north and live accordingly. A lot of dog programs are simply money pits in the beginning. They're basically a liability for the first X amount of generations. Even the top dogs who I speak to regularly, who are good friends and mentors of mine, will tell you that they didn't see dollar number one in the first X amount of generations. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying it's impossible. You know, you do have fad breeds that are worth a lot of money, but in my experience, those breeds are not very healthy. Don't get me wrong, there are some that are, but a lot of them just are not. If you're spending $10,000 on a dog, If I'm spending $10,000 on a dog, that dog better be able to speak English, Japanese, and Spanish. But I have decided that I'm not going to be a breeder in the sense of making it my profession. It just doesn't make sense for me personally. That doesn't mean the Lawton Bulldog is no more. It just means that if and when I do breed, it's gonna be once in a blue moon. Reaper still isn't even tested. He's only 9 months old. His mother shows protective traits, and you know, she wants to be protective over me and her house and everything, but even she isn't technically proven. But I'm hoping, based on the conversation I've had with a new friend of mine, a new contact in the dog world, that I can take them on a hog hunt by the summer of 2025 and see how they do. And I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but if they fail, they're getting pet homed. That's just the truth of it. If they cower, they're getting pet homed. I need to see them willing to engage and battle, or they are not battle-bred canines. And I know a lot of you fur moms are gonna hate that, but it's just the truth. I'm a survivalist. I'm not gonna feed an animal who's not gonna protect me. It's the same thing when it comes to martial arts. Would you spend hundreds of dollars a year or more just to find out that your style of martial arts is ineffective and doesn't work? And the first time you get into an altercation that leads to physical violence, you end up getting the shit beat out of you. You'd probably have some things to say to your teacher at that point, right? So why would I feed a dog that's not gonna do its job as a dog? I'm not a pet owner. I don't wanna own pets. Pet comes second. The dog's job comes first. Make sense? So we'll see. But I just wanted to highlight how unrealistic it is to think that breeding dogs equals big money. It's just not true. Not for a while anyway. The only ones who make it are the ones who are in it for the long haul. It's passion first, money comes later. Don't get me wrong, if you do what you love, stick to it. But understand that it doesn't equal big bags of money. I just wanted to put that out there. And a lot of times, litters fail, litters die, puppies don't make it. So if you're gonna breed the best of the best. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I mean, the 2 dogs I bred were good enough for what I saw as a decent start. But then again, I see things differently than a lot of guys in the performance field. I'm very spoiled. I want a dog that can perform and look good doing it. I want a bulldog to look like a bulldog. And I don't mean that in the show sense of the word either. Also, you can make money off of dogs by other means. You can make money off of dogs in other ways. You can be a dog trainer. You can release content around your dogs. Hell, I'm living proof that you can make money talking about dogs and working with your dogs, interviewing people about dogs. Start a YouTube channel. You can't compete with me. I want you to win. There's plenty of money to be distributed with ad revenue. Go get it. It's no skin off my back. Be willing, man. They used to say cash is king. I disagree with that these days. I feel like content is king. Because I'm still getting paid for videos that I released 3 years ago or 2 years ago or whatever. So, do with that information what you will. Secondly, I wanted to talk about the Bred family. Because there's been a lot of people hitting me up in the emails and asking about my registry. And to be quite honest, it's still brand new. We have a handful of kennels that are registered with us. The benefits of registration are basically, well, one, your dogs go up on the site and your dogs are celebrated and recognized as being part of the Bred family. 2, if you ever have trouble selling puppies, if you are a breeder, I can help with that on my platforms. I used to charge a percentage, but I think I'm gonna make it more of a flat rate just for, you know, application filing and, you know, contract. Bottom line is, the Bred family, I want it to be set up to where me and all my dog people can all make money together and try to improve the dog game as a whole. Because I think the dog community is missing that very thing, community. Right now it's all people bashing one another, or somebody who is an enthusiast of a specific breed bashing another breed. And that's not community. Community divided is not a community at all. So I kind of started the registry not only to offer services like very careful record keeping and giving people those opportunities, which, by the way, we definitely confirm when it comes to pedigrees and newcomers. If you're somebody with a bad reputation in the dog world, we're not going to deal with you. If you're somebody who bought a puppy from one of our breeders and want to register that puppy, we're going to go double check with that breeder and make sure he sold you that dog. We're just not going to tolerate paper hanging. We're not going to tolerate basically the murky waters of today's kennel clubs and their practices. We're just not going to tolerate that. We're going to keep it smaller. I don't want it to get too big. That's why I call it Bred family, not Bred club or anything like that, because I want to keep it small. I want everybody to have contact with everybody else. All members will have access to discounted video services. Whether you're doing whether you want a short video done for your kennel, like I've done a few times before with, I've done it for Colossal Mastiff, I've done it for Devil's Den, and I've done it for Lee Robinson at American Sentinel. Just those short videos, they just look kind of cool with one of my tracks playing in the background. I'm going to start charging for those video services, but members will get a discount. Also, Lee, who's a great friend of mine, put the idea in my head to start doing infomercials for dog breeders and dog kennels, which I'm actually working on his as we speak. I'm just waiting on more footage from him and some sound bites. So he's going to be the first, and I'm really looking forward to that project. With the infomercial, you're getting not just one of the tracks I already made like I would do for a short video. You're getting an original score or set of instrumentals, if you'd call it. Think of like a movie trailer, but for your dog kennel. Something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell for the registry. I know there was more I wanted to talk about. Oh, each breeder will receive a kennel recognition certificate, a certificate for each dog, and a pedigree for each dog, which they'll be framed. I'm not trying to money gouge. I'm only charging what it costs for me to print and ship. More dogs are obviously cheaper because I could pay a flat rate to ship all the paperwork and whatnot. So if you have less than 5 dogs, it's $30 a dog. If you have more than 5 dogs, it's $20 a dog. I haven't quite put a price on the video services yet, but I'll let you know. I'll keep you guys posted. There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Let me go look at my notes. Start writing notes, people. It's a really easy way to keep track of what you're doing. One thing I wanted to talk about is when you're on my channel, be careful not to confuse the episodes of the vlog with the episodes of the docu-series. When you see episode such and such, this being a vlog, this is episode 5. This is just me being a chatterbox and showing you what I'm up to and talking about what I'm up to. But the docu-series is just that, a docu-series, and right now it's just focused on the different breeds and how they came to be. So far we've covered the Bulldog, the Terrier, then the Bull and Terrier. Of course, I threw the introduction in there. I threw a little bit of talk about gameness and the history of, dog fighting, dog sports. The pro tip for today is 5 minutes at night could save you 20 minutes in the morning. What I mean by that is you've already let the dogs out, you've taken a shower, brushed your teeth, made your bed, you're getting ready to get comfortable and call it a night. If you got dogs, especially young dogs, let them out just one more time. Take that 5 minutes. It might surprise you and, drop a bomb in your yard, which is good. Because that 5 minutes just saved you 20 minutes of having to clean up in the morning when you wake up. So I'll throw tidbits your way as they come. Another thing I wanted to touch on was kind of my feelings on what's going on with the XL bully across the pond, and it's getting banned and whatnot. First off, I think it should be known that not everybody should be able to have a dog. That's just point blank. Not everybody should have the ability to even own a dog, let alone breed. Especially if it's one of the powerful breeds. I have a few rules that I have set up. One, I don't care how much you trust your dog. I don't care how much you trust your dog. You should never, ever, under any circumstances, leave your children alone, unsupervised, with a dog. That is an animal. You don't know how an animal thinks. I just got to put that out there because I hear people say, oh yeah, I could leave my kids alone with my dog and nothing would ever happen. And that's a beautiful thing, beautiful thought. But then you hear a news report and, oh, we never thought he would do anything like that. We're so shocked. He's a bad animal and he has to be put down. Sometimes it ain't even that he's a bad animal. It's just that your stupid ass kid kept fucking with him and fucking with him and fucking with him, and then he corrected that kid by nipping at him or knocking him down. Dogs I imagine, start to see children as siblings. And in a pack of dogs, what do you normally see? When a pack of dogs is running around each other, they're correcting each other. So what happens when you're fucking with the dog constantly? He's gonna turn and he's gonna bite you, right? I don't care how good the dog is, he's gonna get sick of that shit. So don't leave your kids alone with the dogs. I don't care if they're Frenchies. I don't care if they're squatty bullies or bullfrogs, as I've been starting to call them. Just don't leave your kids alone with them. That's stupid, and that makes you an irresponsible parent and an irresponsible dog owner. Take it how you want it, but that's the truth. Stop humanizing your dogs. I'm gonna say that again. Stop humanizing your dogs. Your dog should not be sleeping in the bed with you. Your dog should not be eating when you're eating at the table with you. It's an animal. A dog needs two things, a job and a boss. That's what a dog needs. That's when a dog is happiest. That's when a dog is most stable. That's when a dog develops the best temperament. When he has a good boss and a job. I cannot stress that enough. But I love my dog. I want my dog to cuddle up with me. He's the best cuddler. Yeah, until he starts thinking he's equal to you. You want to have sex with your spouse, you try to kick the dog off the bed and he turns and snarls at you because he thinks that that's his territory too. This should be elementary, but quite honestly it isn't. A lot of people get dogs and really have no clue. Am I saying you can't have a specific couch in your living room, or even all the couches in your living room, where you allow your dogs to go? Fine. That's different. But the bed you sleep in, I don't care. No go ever at all whatsoever for any reason. I'll never let a dog sleep in my bed. I see people that try to put their dogs up on a chair at the kitchen table because they think it's cute. A lot of people, I'm guessing, do it for content. That's fucking stupid. Stop trying to put the dog on a human level. Before I wrap up, I did want to touch on one thing. I finally found the coolest nail grinder. I will leave a link in the description. It's really nice. I was using regular, like, human grade nail grinder, human brand nail grinder, you know. And the dogs were always like skittish of it, and it was really loud, and you had to be careful with it, you know. I found this really cool nail grinder that has a guard on it, so basically it kind of helps to stop you from grinding too deep, and even when it's turned up to the higher setting, it's still pretty quiet, so it doesn't freak the dog out. And it even has a flashlight on it, so you can really see what you're doing. So yeah, I'll be sure to leave that in the description so you guys can check that out. It's really not expensive. For the longest, I was like just walking my dogs a lot, trying to get the cement to do a lot of the work for me, but unfortunately, you know, unless you're constantly walking your dogs, or your dogs are out on chain spaces, their nails are gonna grow. The old saying, if you hear the clicking, it's time for a clipping. But clipping a dog's nails honestly makes me nervous. Just being real. I've never hurt a dog clipping nails, but I've seen somebody do it, and then that dog wouldn't let anybody clip their nails for the rest of her life. And that led to inflamed paws, always licking the paws, you know, and so on. So yeah, that grinder is pretty cool. So I'll leave the link to that in the description. It's starting to get later in the day. I might want to get the dogs out here to the park. It was raining the last 2 days, so couldn't really do much. And no, you didn't see me almost just trip. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys the heads up. Oh yeah, since the expansion of Bred Canines to Bred Koncepts, we are going to start having some other content, other types of content involved. Still going to have a lot of dog content, but we're going to start bringing in other things as well, for like-minded people. So keep a lookout for that. And if you wouldn't mind, give the channel a share. If you have, like, subscribe, and give the channel a share, if you wouldn't mind. Let's hit 100,000 subs this year. I think we could do it. The more this channel does for me, the more I'm gonna do for the channel. And that means more free content for you. So share the shit out of this channel. I'm already doing my due diligence. Rest is up to you guys. Let's put the community back in dog community. But I'll see you guys next time. Bred Koncepts, real dogs for real people. Peace.